If you ever wondered what an electric BMX bike would look and feel like, this might be it. Big shout out goes out to Urbandrift for reaching out to me and asking me to review one of their electric bikes. This is the S1 model. In this review, I'm going to go over everything there is to know about this 52 volt class 3 electric bike. But first, let's get started with the specs. So this is the Urbandrift S1 electric bike. It features a 750 watt, 1300 watt peak hub motor in the rear, coupled with a 52 volts, 15.6 amp hour removable battery. Urbandrift claims that this should give you a range of up to 85 miles using pedal assist mode 1, of course, and depending on riding conditions. We have 20-inch by 4-inch fat tires, coupled with hydraulic brakes front and rear with 180mm rotors. That is pretty nice. A Shimano 7-speed with the Shimano derailleur, as well as an adjustable seat. The total weight of this bike is 67 pounds with the max load capacity of 275 pounds. And up on the handlebars we have our rear brake, our half twist throttle, and our Shimano gear switcher. And over on the left side we have our front brake, our display, and our on, off, and mode selection buttons. And that's pretty much it for the specs. Now, as far as the price, this current model used to go for about $999, but if I'm not mistaken, it's on sale right now for $949, and that is without my discount code. I will have a discount code for you guys that'll be in the description down below, along with a link, as well as in a pinned comment, if you're interested in this bike. Now, a couple of things that I do want to mention before I do the speed test is, one, this bike does come with a headlight, but unfortunately I wasn't able to install mine, so I did not install mine, but it does come with it. And it also comes with front and rear fenders, which also I did not install because, in my personal opinion, personal taste, I think this bike looks much better without them. Really ties in that whole BMX vibe that I'm getting from this bike, so I did not throw them on, but it does come with it. But with that out of the way, let's jump straight into our speed test. Now, before I do the speed test, I want to very quickly talk about the starting procedure. This battery does have an on-off switch. Now, you do have to remove the battery. I just don't have the keys on me. I forgot to bring them, otherwise I would show you. But you have to unlock the lock, remove the battery, which comes out in a very kind of intricate way to the side, and there's a switch on there. You have to turn that switch on in order for the bike to turn on. Then put the battery back in and lock it in place. And once you're on the bike, we just have a power button over here. You can literally press it once without holding it and the bike will turn on. Now, this bike does have 5 pedal assist modes. 0 means no throttle, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For our speed test, I'm going to be testing mode 5. So I got my GPS app open, ready to go. That's in my pocket. Let's see how fast this thing can go in pedal assist mode 5. I'm going to be doing throttle only, no pedaling. Now, the takeoff on this bike is pretty nice. It had a slight delay before the motor started kicking in, but it started kicking in and it's actually reaching its potential top speed fairly quick. Now, this bike is a class 3 bike, so it can go up to 28 miles an hour. Bike is showing 26.4.7. I'll be honest with you, if I can get anywhere near 25 miles an hour on my app, I'd consider it a success because it is kind of windy right now. So let's see what happens. Hopefully this was enough time for my app to register the speed. It might have been, but again, it's kind of windy, so let's see what happened. And would you look at that amazing result? My GPS app clocked me at 30.1 miles per hour. That is insane. So 30.1 miles per hour with my weight on it, about 150 pounds. That is excellent. Because like I said, this bike is advertised at 28 miles an hour. Now, the display did show like 26.7 or whatever, so the display is a little bit off. But I don't mind the display being off as long as I get a faster speed than what's it showing. That's always good. I'd consider this an extremely successful speed test. As far as the riding experience goes, man, this thing is taking me back to my younger days when I used to ride my BMX bike. It's like literally the same exact feeling that I'm getting here. This is just like a BMX bike in the 21st century, the BMX bike of the future. That is the vibe I'm getting here. Now we do have fat tires, so it makes the ride a little different, actually a bit softer if anything, since this bike doesn't have suspension, so that's kind of nice. But the handlebars are pretty much almost exactly like a BMX bike. Now as far as stability and all that stuff, agility, this thing is extremely agile and very punchy. This 52 volt system, which I'll talk about in a little bit, feels amazing. Now let's see how stable this thing is, because I do have my Insta360 stick on there. Usually throws things off, but oh yeah, dude, amazingly stable, feels very good, even though it doesn't have suspension, so that's kind of nice. Now as far as the brakes, we have hydraulic brakes, which is also like an upgrade. 180 millimeter rotor, making my way up to about 20 miles an hour. Hitting the brake in 3, 2, go. Oh man, that was instant, dude. So we're looking at an estimated stopping distance of maybe 10 feet, no more than 12 feet from about 20 miles an hour. That is excellent. And that's with my weight on it, 150 pounds. And last thing I do want to mention is these brakes are brand new and they will get better with time as they bed in, and you will get better results. So really good brakes, and overall a really fun riding experience. Now usually this is the part of the review where I kind of showed the suspension and I kind of bounce up and down, but this bike does not have suspension. But regardless, let's see how it does over one of these speed bumps over here. I'll be standing up. Okay, so yeah, no suspension. You can definitely feel it. Like I said, this is like a bare bone BMX bike that's like made for 2026, you know. Now let's see how this thing likes a little curb hop, even though we don't have suspension. Oh yeah, just like back in the day. Now you can definitely tell it doesn't have suspension, but regardless, everything felt pretty solid, pretty good. And even though it doesn't have suspension, like I said, old school BMX bike. So I'm 5'8", 150 pounds. This is what I look like on this bike. Now this bike I'd consider between small and medium size. The cool thing about it is the seat is adjustable in height, so you can kind of make it fit you. I got it where I kind of like it right now. Everything feels pretty good. Handlebars are like a BMX handlebars. They do have a rise to them. I can sit upright. I'm not like too hunched over. As far as pedaling goes, oh yeah, that pedal assist kicks in right away, but I got plenty of room to pedal and it feels pretty natural. Now I do want to show you the saddle or seat, whatever you want to call it. So this is our seat over here, like a basic mountain bike BMX type of seat. As far as comfort level, it's fairly soft. I'd consider this medium stiffness. It might even break in with time and become even softer. The cool thing about it, as I mentioned earlier, is it is adjustable, so you can bring this seat post up and kind of make the bike fit you. Overall, I'm loving this size and fit on this bike. Really good for me. So as I mentioned in the speed test, we have 5 different speed modes to choose from. So you can go speed mode 1, conserve battery, get the most amount of range, or you can go speed mode 5 and get the highest top speed. Now I want to show you the throttle curve on here, or the throttle response. I'm going to lose all my speed. I'm in speed mode 5, and look, I can barely twist the throttle like a millimeter, and it's registering my top speed, and it's got amazing turning radius as well. Pretty good. And then when you do need this power, you give it full beans and this thing picks up speed right away. It's pretty feisty little motor back there. To me, it feels like this motor can handle more power than it's being supplied with, but I reached out to Urbandrift and there is no way to unlock the speed on this bike. It is kind of locked at 28, quote unquote. But as far as I'm concerned, on a small light bike like this, 28 miles an hour feels like you're flying. And we did pass 28, we hit 30, so it felt extremely fast and, you know, pretty good for me. As far as the throttle response and curve, pretty good. It does have a half twist throttle. It would have been nicer if they gave us a full twist, but that's just me being extra picky. And as far as power goes, this thing, because it's a 52 volt system, look at this, dude, it just wants to like lift up like nothing. This is really good. Now let's see how the pedal assist works. I'm starting with my left foot forward, half a revolution. Oh, it starts going right away. Off to the races, flying. picking up speed. It almost feels like, you know what, it might be, I'm not 100% sure, but it feels more explosive than the throttle. Maybe I'm just tripping and it might be the same, but feels very explosive. That power delivery is boom, instant. Overall, for what it is, a very, very good tune. It's really fun. Now it's time for what could possibly be the toughest test for this bike yet. Talking about this hill climb. Let's see how it does. I'm gonna be, again, using throttle only. Hopefully I don't have to pedal. I'm gonna be in pedal assist mode 5, of course. Now this hill never comes across on the GoPro, but it's fairly steep. GoPro never shows it, never does it justice. So let's see how this bike does. Now we are gonna probably lose our top speed. That's kind of like expected. It always happens with these e-bikes, but as long as we keep on climbing, that's the important part. Bike did drop to about 15 miles per hour on the display, but managed to climb this hill with no issue at all, and actually fairly fast too, with no signs of struggle. That is pretty impressive. So if you're looking into buying this bike and you have hills where you live, or hills are a part of your commute, you now have a general idea of what this thing is capable of. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this bike will be like a really fun commuter, especially if you're younger. Take it to school, take it to like 7-Eleven, get snacks or whatever. I personally don't really view it as an off-roader. Now it is a review and I kind of want to test it. Now where I'm at right now, this part is fairly flat and pretty easy going. It is kind of like loose, kind of beat style-y sand, but the fat tires shouldn't have a problem dealing with it, so it should handle this section no problem. I'm working my way to something that's just a step more demanding. It's a short section, guys, but it's just to give you a general idea of what this thing can possibly do. Now it doesn't have suspension, so you're probably in for a rough ride, but you know, I'm your like test dummy, so let's do this. Got this little hill climb over here. See if it has enough power to climb. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, yeah, dude. Very good. I'm really impressed. And as far as power, this thing is a little monster, dude. Alright, let's see how it does downhill. Again, no suspension, so I'm going to be lifting my butt off this thing. Oh, yeah. Dude, I feel like a kid again. This thing is so much fun. They did so well with this 52 volt system. That's the smartest thing about this bike, because if they went with the traditional 48 volt system that we see a lot, I'll be honest with you, it would have been just another e-bike that, you know, it's cool looking, but you get on there and it leaves things to be desired. This 52 volt system, man, what a genius idea by Urbandrift. It's taken this bike and turned it from like your typical 48 volt kind of boring I've seen before e-bike to something that's just so much fun, out of this world. This thing is amazing for youth, for adults, for anyone. Really, really fun bike, and kind of past my off-road section. So, what do I think about the Urbandrift S1 electric bike? Let's do things I like, things I don't like, and is this thing good value for money or not? I'll start with things I like, and there are many. First and foremost, I love the way this thing looks. Very, very sick, and also I'm in love with this yellow color. It looks so sick. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it does come in another color as well. You're welcome to check that out on the Urbandrift website. Second thing I like is that motor. Man, this thing is powerful. It looks like a very nice, tame bike, but it's like a little monster. I love that. I love the fact that I was able to hit a faster top speed than advertised. 30.1 miles an hour on a thing like this feels like you are flying. I love that. I also really like those brakes. Really good quality, hydraulic. You feel very confident, and the overall form factor of this bike, very nice. I must say that this has been one of the more fun bikes I've got to review in a long time. All e-bikes are fun, you know. As soon as you get on one, that smile, you know, comes on and doesn't go away. this is like a truly fun machine right here. Now let's do things I don't like, and throughout the review I tried thinking about some stuff I don't like, and I'll be honest with you, in this case, I mean, I couldn't really find anything I don't like. The only thing I could come up with is more of like a wish list. Like I wish it had, so you know, like I said earlier, I wish it had a full twist throttle. That would have been nice. Now, technically, if you know what you're doing, you could probably replace that and put a full twist yourself. Shouldn't be a big issue. I also wish it had like some sort of suspension. It would have been a nicer bike, but at the same time, if we did throw suspension on this bike, it might have taken away from that vibe that I'm getting right now. And as of right now, the vibe is fun. So again, wish list, but not gonna be, you know, the end of the world. The bike is fine as is. And now for the last question, is this thing good value for money or not? Guys, again, we're talking $9.99, but I think it's on sale right now for $9.49, and that's without my discount code. I think for the amount of fun this bike has and gives you, it's highly worth it and highly recommended. And that's without my discount code. I will have a discount code for you guys. That'll be in the description down below, along with a link, as well as in a pinned comment. That should make this thing really good value for money. I personally had a ton of fun reviewing this bike, and I think you will have a blast riding it, and it's worth every dollar. I personally highly recommend it. Now, I'm pretty sure I was able to go over everything there is to know about the Urbandrift S1 electric bike. I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.